If you don't like the video in the next 5 seconds, you won't hit a trick shot for a week.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cudi has a brand new video now. You see by the title of the video, guys, it's going to be How to Have Flow Part 2. So this is a new series that I'm starting on my channel, strictly just mainly on Fortnite edits. This is going to be for Fortnite montages specifically, and just showing you guys how to have really clean, nice, smooth cinematics. Now, as you can see, Chapter 2 just came out, man. So I'm excited to see what we can do within the replay system. So what you guys want to do is, usually when you're making a montage, you don't have the replay files for the person that you're editing for. So you're gonna have to go back in playground mode and recreate that scene if you can. And once you do that, go ahead and go to, I believe it's in career, and you want to click on triangle, excuse me, if you are on PS4, Y on Xbox, or whatever it says on PC. And now I'm on PS4, obviously I have a remote, and I highly recommend using a remote if you're going to be doing your cinematics. But before we continue, guys, just please, if you guys can, leave at least 10 likes on this video right now. If we can get to 10 likes, I'll continue this series on how to have flow on your montages. I'm showing you guys how to have flow. I'm trying to show you guys how to really just record clean cinematics. So let's just go straight into it. Let's not waste any time. So click triangle, and I want you guys to go to your most recent replay file. Obviously, you want to recreate the scenes of whatever you're going to be editing on. So like whatever clip you have to edit. So let's just get rid of these outdated replay files. It doesn't really matter to me. Now, what you guys want to do is go ahead and click on that top replay file. If you just created your cinematic, you want to go to the most recent, replay file, because that's where you just recently did. You were on playground mode and you just recreated your scene. So now I want to get to details about what is the main issue that I see you guys do when you guys are creating cinematics, and I'm going to show you guys how to make them look so clean. So okay, so I know a lot of you guys ask how to blur the background. Don't worry, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do that. But first and foremost, what I want you guys to do is to go ahead and go to the point in time you want to create your cinematic. This is where I want to create my cinematic. He's gonna run up those stairs, and it's gonna be pretty cool. The whole purpose of cinematics, guys, is to pretty much tell a story within the montage video, like whatever you're creating. So, obviously, you're pretty much telling a big story. It's kind of cool. Go ahead and click on right D-pad down, or just your right thumbstick down, I'm going to say, and go to where it says drone attach. It's my favorite setting for the replay. You could mess with the other ones, but this is perfect for you to create some cinematics with. So, I kind of want him to start running already. So yours is probably playing normal speed. What I want you guys to do is, if you guys can, slow it down to like 25, and it gets a really nice just kind of movement for this character while he's running. Obviously, it's the iconic skin, which is one of my favorite skins as well too. So a lot of issues that I see with you guys is that there's not enough camera movement within your cinematics. The issue is that I don't see a lot of you guys, running or like moving this camera a lot. So what I need you guys to do is to move it around in a nice steady pace where it looks really, really good. Even a cinematic like this would be nice, just you positioning it there. But it really comes down to what you're kind of going for. I think what I really like when it comes to cinematics is making it kind of zoomed in. So what I mean by that is by getting rid of the HUD backup, go click on this little camera button right there, click on that, and then you see the focal length there and the aperture. That's pretty much how much it zooms in. It kind of mimics a real camera. I've never used a real camera, but that's from what I've heard. You can see the aperture there from the autofocus because it's on. You can mess with these settings if you guys like. What I usually do is click on high quality effects. We obviously want the highest quality. And then for focal length, I turn that bad boy up to like 85 to 50 depending on the scene. I think for this one I'll stick to 50. And then the aperture, definitely like around maybe 0.14. So the reason why it's at 0.14 for this specific focal length is because if you do it too much, like 0.1, I think just a little too much blur. Unless, I like to just give it a, nice dosage. So this is normal. I think 0.14 is perfect. I love that. It just looks really clean. Obviously, if you zoom in more, the aperture just gets even higher. I think 50 is a really good position or starting point. So once you guys get this feel for it here, go ahead and click start. So obviously, you will need some sort of just kind of capture card to record your footage. If you don't have a capture card, which is an Elgato, please be sure to buy one. You will definitely need it if you're recording scenes on your console. But if you have, other, if you're playing on PC, you could definitely record off OBS or, even Streamlabs if you guys like to use that. But Definitely highly recommend to make sure you use an Elgato. I would not recommend using the share factory settings or the video clip settings, because the quality will definitely won't be as high, and the FPS of the video will be really low. So that's another big thing as well too. So when you're creating cinematics, make sure that your video is being captured at 60 frames per second. Let's go ahead and kind of create a cinematic here. I'm not gonna really waste too much time. Let's see here. So just to kind of show you guys how I make my cinematic here, let's go. So he's running around. I kind of just move around like this with my thumbstick. So I'm slowly going down like this, and I'm slowly going up as well too, or even just opposite like that. Whatever looks really clean. You don't want to go too much, because then like if it just won't look as consistent. So just kind of move slowly. So like that's okay. That's not too bad. So a nice smooth cinematic like that, where you just keep it steady and keep the same rhythm going, it's gonna look really good. You click start, you see him running, you just kind of want to use your camera to kind of create a cool motion like that. Nice, clean, smooth, bam. That's it. That's your cinematic right there. And that's how cinematics are really done. They're really easy to create for Fortnite. Let's go ahead and hop over to After Effects, and I'm gonna show you guys how I pretty much make my cinematics on there, and how to edit them, and how to have flow, and I just can't wait to show you guys. So let's just go straight into After Effects. Alright guys, so we're over at After Effects now. So as you can see on the screen right now, there's so much going on. You're probably confused, like what's going on, what's all these layers, what's everything. I'm just so confused. What am I doing right now? What's going on? Don't worry, I'm gonna show you. So everything that you see on the screen right now, this was me, it's a pre-recorded, not pre-recorded, this is a past project that I had before. Don't worry, I'm going to show you guys how to sync the cinematic. So as you can see, I'm in my timeline layer. I know I'll show you guys how to sync. So as you can see, there's my clip starts here. And yeah, I need to add that cinematic that we just created on Playground that I just recorded onto here. So what do you guys want to do? Same scenario for you. You got to add your cinematic to your, to your montage and stuff. Go ahead and click on File, click on Import again, and then File once again. Go over to wherever you record your video. For me, it's on videos, and I just go scroll all the way down. I have so many videos. Scroll up, and it's going to be, which one is it going to be? It's going to be this one right here. So as you can see, this is my cinematic video. Obviously, I need to chop this up because it was not recorded completely. So it's recorded in 59 frames, which is nice, but I need to chop it up to make sure it's synced up correctly. So let's go ahead and drag that over to this little square. It's going to create a composition. And then I'm going to go to the point in time where the cinematic starts and where the cinematic ends. So let's go ahead and drag this over. This timeline navigator here. This is your timeline navigator. So if you grab this, it tells you where you're at in the screen, what you're seeing right now in the timeline. So no different from any other software out there, video editing software at least. You guys are pretty familiar with that. So this is where I want my cinematic to start. Let's go ahead and grab this bad boy right here. This is your pretty much your work area. This is where the video will start. So let's go ahead and hold shift, drag it over, boom, it locks it in, and this is where I want my video to end. I want it to end like right here, a little too much. So let's go ahead and grab this over, shift, boom, there it is. So it locks it in, right click, trim crop to work area, and now you have your cinematic all synced up to where you want it to be. So now that you have that done, let's go over to the main composition, the syncing composition, and we're gonna go ahead and drag that layer over to the comp. And this is where I want my cinematic to begin, and then, cinematic to the clip. So we need to sync this. And how we're going to do this is via time remap. There's other methods out there. Time remap will always be my favorite though. So go ahead and click on Control-Alt-T. Let's go ahead and grab these two, keyframes here, beginning and end of the cinematic. So beginning, I wanted to start here on this layer, this round, and then in this marker right here, this is where I wanted to end. So I grabbed the little keyframe there. And if you're confused on what's going on right now, like Cudi, like I don't understand what I'm doing. Like what's the whole point? What we're doing is we're pretty much syncing the cinematic to where we want it to fit in the song. So if we listen to the song real quick, obviously there'll be some effects in here and stuff like that. This is where I want the cinematic to begin, right here. So obviously the song's gonna be by La 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 as well too, guys. So that snap to the beat, boom. So that's where it should end. So start right here, boom. Right there is the end. So that's why I have these layers here marked up and synced up, and then we're dragging the keyframes as well too, because this is where I want the cinematic to begin and where I want the cinematic to end. And if you guys just simply leave it like that and just watch how the syncing looks like, it does not look good, but I can show you guys how it looks like right now. So go ahead and click on spacebar to, you know, kind of render it to see how it looks like. As you can see, it has no flow. It doesn't look good. The camera movement is good. I mean, everything is good about the cinematic, but there is no flow. It doesn't go boom, boom. It doesn't go with the song. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like it's part of the song. It just looks so awkward. So we're gonna create that flow aspect on the cinematic itself. And due to us knowing how to create some clean cinematics like this one, we'll be able to, you know, execute that perfectly. So let's go ahead and highlight all the keyframes. F9 on your keyboard, or right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease, whatever you guys decide to do. Click on the graph editor as well too. Grab this little bad boy here. This is going to be your time navigator. Drag it in so you can kind of see, zoom in on the graph editor. So a lot of you guys are confused right now. Most of you guys see this as well too. If your graph editor looks like this, don't worry, right click, edit value graph. That's going to bring it up to what it looks like for me at least. And if it does not, make sure you're just highlighting both keyframes and not all the keyframes outside of it. Click on that on the graph editor, that little square thing right there as well too, and that's what's going to take you to the graph editor in the first place. But yeah, it should look like this. And roughly what we want to do for a cinematic, I usually like to zoom out a little bit to see kind of how it looks like around there. And I just click on this little square here, and it brings up these two yellow knobs. Now what you want to do roughly is kind of drag this up and drag this down, just like how we sync our clips kind of. And I just pretty much kind of create a flow, a little bit of flow, like, you know what I mean? Just make it get, you know, give it some speed, and then give it some slow motion, and then give it to go back to speed again, you know what I mean? So I usually like to sync it like kind of like this, depending on how it looks. So syncing takes more than one try, but yeah, click U on your keyboard if you guys are confused on how to, you know, pull up your timing map, by the way, like your keyframes. But you guys should know this by now, especially with you guys syncing or editing right now. But let's go ahead and render this and see how this looks like so far. This is looking really good already. It has some flow. It looks really good. And it has a weird sound to it. So now let's go see how that looks like with some effects. Perfect. Okay. So it doesn't look that bad. One critique I can already tell right off the bat from my syncing, it slowed down too much in that portion. Like, he runs and it slows down a little too much, just to my liking. I like to kind of keep it like a slow motion and just kind of run, but it looks like he like slows down almost too much, where it looks kind of stiff, and I do not like that look as much. So maybe what I would do instead is double click back on my syncing, click on U, go back to my keyframes, and zoom out to kind of see. And I will probably just give it a little bit more, you know, kind of freedom by messing with it a little bit, and then checking it out again to see how it looks like. That's perfect, guys. That it looks amazing. So that's literally how I make my cinematics. 90% of these Fortnite montage editors make their cinematics somewhat like that, if not better, but that looks really clean. Obviously the FX, the CC, and all that stuff definitely had to play a part on how this looks really good, but the syncing, the flow looks really nice. The scene itself is nice. The aperture is really nice. It's really blurred out. The character stands out. The colors are popping. It looks amazing and gorgeous. I couldn't ask for a better cinematic for this edit. Amazing, man. Just quite amazing. It's amazing to see that. So but yeah, that's literally how I make my cinematics, guys. No different from, you know, what you've seen so far by other editors. So if this helped you guys out, please leave a like, leave any suggestions in the comments on what you guys want to see on this, you know, any other tutorials that I make in the future. But that's pretty much the tutorial. Leave a like, share it with your friends on how to have flow. I can continue this series if you guys like. Just tell me what you guys want to see. Like, do you guys want to see gun sounds? What do you guys want to see? What do you guys want to learn? Where you guys stuck at, so I can help you guys out. I'm here to help you guys out more than anything. And yeah, that's pretty much it though. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys want to see anything else on my channel. Leave suggestions in the comment section down below. And yeah, it's been your boy CudiEdits, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.